What's up, people? I'm Shaggy the Opinionated Hippie, continuing my deep dive into the Weird Al Yankovic catalog. I was going to try to do one every day, but then I had a super busy weekend, so fell behind. But yeah, we're on album number 7, Off the Deep End, released in 1992. As you can see in the corner, the cover is the Nirvana cover, except he's chasing a donut. Though I thought chasing money in and of itself is pretty, I don't know, also kind of a statement, but interesting. I'm realizing 7 albums in that, like, I really only like quote unquote parody music, this thing that he is doing in really specific incidences. I think one, it has to somehow, there has to be another level. Like, it can't just be I take a song, I change the words and make them all really thoroughly about another topic. Mad props to Weird Al. Like, pre-internet, he does his homework with covering all of his bases when addressing a subject. But there has to be some next level, I think, that connects the original song to the parody. That's the thing that interests me the most. And he does that every so often. Or he does something like Yoda and just hits it out of the park. I find his movie TV stuff, when he like does it about a movie to TV, to be by far the most entertaining stuff. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to talk about this one, then I'm going to rank it. I've never listened to these before. I'm doing this as my dedication to Dr. Demento, who recently announced he's retired, the king of novelty music. He discovered Weird Al. He made Weird Al who he is. I think Weird Al has admitted that himself. It's not me saying that. But anyways, Off the Deep End opens up with Smells Like Nirvana, and C, I think this is an incident that instance. That's the word I'm looking for. I think this is an instance that works. It smells like Teen Spirit, but it smells like Nirvana, and the lyrics are about both Nirvana and the song. Like singing with like marbles in my mouth, animal sounds and grunty noises, very much mocking sort of like Cobain's indecipherable vocals on this song, or the sort of notoriously indecipherable. What is he saying? Is he saying Fugazi? No, he's not. A lot of mumbling, a lot of coughing. I don't know. I just think it works. And the guitar solo is all like, which is that heavily sort of, I don't know what the effects he has on it, but it's, a lot of effects on the original guitar solo. But instead it's gargling, and it works. It's funny. This one works. I like it. Next is a song called Trigger Happy, 60s surf music, sort of a Beach Boys vibe. And it's about guns. Yeah, NRA would love this song. But it's kind of cool because as the song goes on, he accidentally shoots his dad, and then he accidentally shoots his dog, and he accidentally shoots his cat, and yeah, and he gets all liquored up. It's a little too long. I think if this had been a shorter, I think it's maybe 4 minutes. I think like a 2.5-minute gun-infested punch would have been better. Not bad. The Beach Boys vibe is strong. I can't watch this. Can't touch this. Boom, boom, boom. A little MC Hammer action. It's about the unbearable television shows. Interestingly enough, the first 2 television shows he name drops, I think they're the first 2, are The Cosby Show, canceled. Like not just canceled, but canceled. And Roseanne. And yeah, Roseanne Barr is also gone some way. So interesting. But this is a lot of just name drops of things you might recognize if you watch TV in the 80s and early 90s. There is this neat little part where he goes, break it down. And then during the break it down part, there's a little commercial. Thought that was pretty good. He does mention, there is a singular phrase in here, which I think today could possibly cause a lot of problems for him. Transsexual Nazi Eskimos. That kind of jumped out at me. Obviously, the transsexual thing, we're living, thankfully, in a whole different society right now. Nazis, unfortunately, we're living in the same society right now. Eskimos, that is a word you don't use anymore. They're Inuits. And I don't think he's doing that to prove a point in the song. He just happens to pick those words. Again, I don't think Weird Al's ever meant harm to anybody. Nicest guy in the world. Not blaming him. But it's interesting because I don't think he would have picked that phrase to condemn a type of people at this point in time. So interesting how even Weird Al gets it. Well, not interesting. Then we get the polka jam, which is called Polka Your Eyes Out. Opens up with like a fake rock opening before we slide into the polka stuff. We get some really interesting choices here. Some really, really pre-80s, pre-90s, early 90s choices here. Cradle of Love, Billy Idol. Tom's Diner, but I think we just get the do part. Love Shack, Pump Up the Jam, Losing My Religion, Unbelievable, Do Me, the Belle Biv DeVoe track, Enter Sandman, The Humpty Dance, Cherry Pie, Miss You Much by Miss Jackson, I Touch Myself, the Vinyls, Dr. Feelgood, there's a drum solo in there. I think the drum solo is during Dr. Feelgood. Ice Ice Baby. Yeah, so interesting, interesting. It's worth listening to once, but really he's just stringing a whole bunch of lyrics together. I Was Only Kidding, another sort of homage to his Tony Okay, like his little personal hero. I was only kidding when I said all those nice things about you. It's like hyper-driven pop rock. It's kind of the standard Weird Al thing where you take something about like love or something and you just make it more and more extreme, and it's that. The White Stuff, New Kids on the Block, The Right Stuff. It's about the stuff that's inside Oreos. He does 3 minutes, 4 minutes on the stuff that's inside Oreos, the white stuff. Puts it in his creamer, he puts it on his toast. It's that kind of song. Yeah. Interesting. I do like the part that it goes, I'm going to get this wrong, that, oh, 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 Rio, oh, 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 Rio. That was good. Talks about getting diabetes. It's talking about eating too much of it, rotten teeth. An interesting little song, I guess. Kind of works. When I was your age, about walk up the hill both ways in the snow, didn't have a swimming pool, we had a septic tank, we didn't have a lawnmower, we used to do it with our teeth, one of those type things. Just kind of a good guitar rock anthem. Taco Grande, this is Rico Suave, Geraldo's, but when it goes, in the beginning, when it goes Rico Suave, it's Taco Grande, and it's just a bunch of like Mexican food. Just like, it's like if you Google Mexican food and this is everything that would pop up, makes it into this song. Yeah, it's interesting. Oh, it's also what happens if you eat all this food, you know? So again, we're playing into the worst case scenario. Airline Amy, which is sort of this like, I guess like late 70s, like that Nick Lowe, Elvis Costello, Joe Jackson, angry white man, sort of power pop rock. About falling in love with a stewardess. The thing that works about this that I think is key to every one of those artists is they always have just this really killer bass player and these really killer bass lines. Again, that's the case for Airline Amy. The Plumbing Song, which is a combination of two Milli Vanilli songs. Blame It on the Rain. No, Blame It on the Drain. And the other one is Baby Don't Forget My Number, because I'm the plumber. So don't forget me when you need me. Yeah, it's a bunch of plumbing jokes. And then we close out with an acoustic guitar ballad called You Don't Love Me Anymore. And it's just a list of all the horrible things that somebody does. You left piranhas in the bathtub. You put cobras in my thing. It's like, it gets ultra violent. It's just kind of silly. That's what he tends to do. But it's like cartoon violence. It's like really extreme and graphic things happen, but it's Weird Al. So it feels almost like Looney Tunes cartoonish, which is, I think, the appeal and the charm, but also what kind of makes it not returnable. I want a darker edge in my Weird Al, but I don't think it exists. He's like Mr. Rogers. He's like the Mr. Rogers of the music world. So yeah, I don't think there's anything bad on here. In fact, it's probably the most consistent album from start to finish without anything that's absolutely cringe, other than maybe the first couple that are going to be on the list I'm going to show you. Problem is, it doesn't have a Yoda. It doesn't have that one song to my ears that make it like, yeah, but it's got that. I don't think any of those are like, yeah, but it's got this. It's got some moments which make me laugh, but I don't think either one of these parodies is like, yeah, but you got to listen to this one. So because of that, I have it at number 6. The one at 5 is the one that is kind of like this, in which it's like pretty just consistently good, but not great, except that has Yoda. So because that has Yoda, it's a number 5. If this had Yoda, we had literally taken Yoda off number 5 and put it on this album, those two would switch. That's what would happen. But as it is, I think this is 6. It's not bad. It's like he's got a job. He's got a career. He knows what he's doing. It's proficient. I just don't think there's not that moment of inspiration that just like, And I know he's got some coming up because I'm familiar of ones from pop culture that have not yet been on these albums. So I know he's still capable of it, and those moments are going to come. It's just not on this album. All right, that's all I got for now. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Let me know your thoughts on Weird Al, on this album if you check it out. And for those of you who have been going to check out just like one song on an album to see what it is, I honestly don't know if there's one song I would send you to check out on this album. Because I don't know. None of it really like, this is it. This is like a playlist song. So I have nothing to recommend. If you want to check it out, it's Weird Al doing what Weird Al does. All right, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Peace. Talk to you later.